welcome to Homestead Dairy. I'm Jill Huyen. I was originally from New Jersey and married an Indiana dairy farmer, and I'd love to share the history of the farm with you. In 1945, we had 9 cows, some chickens, and some pigs, and 12 children that ran the farm. 1979, my father-in-law and uncle-in-law bought the farm, and we were milking 110 cows. I married in 2004, and we were milking 1,100 cows. And now in 2019, we're milking 4,900 cows on 3 different facilities with 14 family members. Every family member is in each department to make sure that we take care of our animals the best we can to produce wholesome, healthy milk. So here you're at the Robotic Dairy. We are currently milking on robots here. The cows can come in whenever they want to. They wear necklaces that monitor their health. And we have 7 veterinarians on staff that make sure that the animals are cared for in the best that we can do. We built this barn with the intent for cow comfort. So they have back scratchers you'll get to see, and memory foam mattresses they sleep on. We have an alley scraper that allows the manure to be scraped away, and then we make electricity with that manure to provide 1,000 houses an hour in our local town. So that's pretty neat. Right here, you'll see that we're always adjusting and learning to make sure that it's best for the cows. We put this bar in on this side that is giving the cows the freedom to eat down the alleyway. And on the other side, we have headlocks that we don't ever lock up, but we were seeing which one was better and which one the cows liked better. And we found that they liked the headlocks better because it gave them their personal space to eat, and they're actually eating better on this side. So we're adjusting what we do at our farm and putting in these spacers here and getting rid of the neck rail slowly because the cows really like it. And if you can see, the feed here is almost gone because they really like to eat there. The other thing, I know it's gross, but everything that eats poops. It's okay. So what we have is the alley scraper here, and that's a really good timing that it came down. The alley scraper pushes the manure down to an auger that'll pump it out to the digester to create the electricity. So we're going to walk down, and I'll tell you a little bit about cows. Are there any questions yet? How big are my cows? Excellent question. It depends on the age, but a normal cow is around 1,600 pounds. How do the cows get their food? We have huge trucks that come and will put the feed down for them every day. And we have a nutritionist that balances that diet to make sure that they're healthy and are getting the nutrients they need. Good question. So what we're talking about food, cows eat about 100 pounds of feed a day, and they drink a bathtub of water a day. So that's a lot of water. So we always make sure that they have access to food and water all the time. We're going to come up onto the robots here, and you'll see that the cows are just laying around. They're doing what they want. These cows at this facility get to choose when they get milk, and we're averaging about 3 milkings a day where they come in, they get milk, and we're producing about 90 pounds of milk per cow per day here, and that's about 12 gallons of milk. So if you can see right behind me, there's the back scratcher. When she pushes hard enough on it, it'll spin and give her a massage. I leaned in it. It's not meant for humans, but the cows love it. The other thing that you can see is the head of the cow is down while she's milking in that robot right there. They're getting a snack. The cows get a snack while they're getting milk. Again, I had to test it. I did not like it, but the cows love it. It's actually a sugary treat, and it gives them more energy to help them produce more milk. So the biggest thing is that the cow comfort here is so important to us because we want to make sure that healthy cows and happy cows produce wholesome milk for you. Miss Lehman's class wants to know what's in their ears. That is their tag. And if you think about it, I have a lot of cows and I don't have enough names to think of. So if you want to send me a name of a cow then I can put it on their name tag, on their number tag, and you can name a cow from your classroom. We have about 20 babies a day, and those babies will grow up into milking cows. You can only milk a cow if it has had a baby. That's for all mammals. All mammals will produce milk after they have a baby. The Stein School in Bogota would like to know where I get my cows. We grow our cows. So I'm in charge of the calf facility where I raise the calves up and help them grow into animals that will eventually produce milk. I have found Katie. Katie is one of my favorite cows, and she is 10 years old. So as long as they're healthy and happy, hi, darling. As long as they're healthy and happy, they can live a long time. So what we have here, I don't have an opportunity to show you a baby being born this time, but we have a maternity ward, and it's where the cows will go just before they have a baby. We have a veterinarian on staff 24 hours a day to always monitor and check those babies and make sure that the cow and the calf are healthy right after birth. So with our 7 veterinarians on staff, we're able to make sure that they monitor. If you see the necklaces on them, those necklaces help check how many steps they take. Cows have been wearing pedometers longer than humans. At this facility, they wear necklaces, and it takes the number of steps. If the cow isn't taking enough steps, it gives a report to the veterinarian, and the veterinarian will check on that cow because that cow is not feeling well. Gives lots of opportunity. We have another question? We do milk the cows every day for their health. If they miss a milking, they can start feeling sick, and we want to make sure that they're healthy. Cows are very habitual animals, and they like the same thing at the same time. And at this facility, they're able to go in whenever they want, so they create their own schedule. At our other facility, the cows are brought to the parlor, and that gives them the same time every day. So if you think about it, in a classroom, you have kids that are really good at focusing and doing what they need to do and get choice. In other situations, you have a student that might like direction and do better with direction, and that gives us an opportunity to differentiate for our cows. Some cows like freedom, and some cows are better off when we tell them what to do. Oh, that is a good question. I would love to celebrate every birthday with my cows. And if you look on their name tags, there's their birth dates on their tag. So I always will go through, and if I see that it's their birthday, I'll wish them a happy birthday. So I dropped my paper, I'm sorry. So what we have is the ability, the great thing about the dairy industry is that there's so many different farmers and different ways to milk cows. And as long as we're doing what's best for the cow and treating them the best we can, the dairy industry is amazing. It's an amazing industry that I got to marry into. 97% of farms are family run, and I would have the opportunity to marry into one, and it's so exciting. It's so exciting. Ooh. Now remember, Joseph is a very good name, but we only milk girls because you can only milk girls. So that is an excellent, excellent question. So what we're going to do next is we are going to end up going to the calf barn, but first I'm going to show you a video about how the cows come into the robots. I can't go into the rooms right now just because the service isn't great when I'm on this video, but I'm going to show you a video that I made. The other thing is I have a YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and then type in Homestead Dairy, you can see all of the different videos that I've created telling you about what happens at our farm. And we also have a website, www.homesteaddairy.com. You can check us out. My email's on there, and our Facebook account, but Facebook's not for your age yet. So ready? So I'm going to show you a video. This is the video of when the cows first came into the robotic dairy. They were jumping for joy. They always jump over that change in cement because they think that it's something fun to do. So they're running in. They're just all excited. See, my workers are videotaping it too because they enjoyed that entryway as well. We were very excited. Here's the brushes. The brushes give them the massage. I talked a little bit about that, and that's what they're supposed to look like. We need to get some new ones simply because they've used them so much that they've worn them out a little bit. So they get their back stretches, they wait in line. The one in front of her had just gone, and it gave them the opportunity to push her way in. They'll go through those brushes constantly. We have 2 brushes per pen, and there's 60 cows per robot, 3 robots in a pen. So there's a family unit of 180 cows. I should have had you do the math. Didn't think about that. I'm a retired teacher, and then I retired and started working at the farm. The robot will come in. Oh, it hurts when they get milk. And you know what? If they choose to come in, they wouldn't choose to come in if it hurts them. So it's actually, they have no problems with having any pain whatsoever, and that the cows wouldn't come in if it did hurt them. So that's an excellent question. I really appreciate that question. So this is the brush, and the brush will clean off the udder. There's 4 compartments in the udder that I didn't know about. So each teat has a compartment that has milk in it, and each compartment milks a little differently. So the brush is now, this is the 3rd time that they've come into, so she was still a little not sure what was happening. But the brush, this is the only country that the brush has to come out, wash, and then go back in for food safety reasons. So what you're going to see next is a red light. And the red light is called a laser, but I actually call it a barcode reader. The barcode reader will scan the udder and know where the teats are and attach to the unit or to the udder. Look at that.
Did you know that a cow's body temperature is 102 degrees? And we have to get that milk cold quickly. So what we do is we take water and circulate it over a pipe to get the milk cooled down. Then you have warm water and you have cold milk. And that cold milk at this facility goes straight into the tanker and is sold at Walmart and under the Great Value brand. But that water then is reused on the farm as in their water tanks. The cows really do really well after they drink warm water. They help with their digestion. Oops. All right, so it's attaching to that. Fun fact, question and answer. Who knows what kind of cows we have? I'll give you 30 seconds. I don't know how to get back. All right, let's see if your class got it right. They are Holsteins. So there's your milk that's going into the line. And you'll see that we open it up and there's your milk. Milk is tested for our farm 13 times from cow to table, and it's to the shelf at the store in 48 hours. What you're seeing there is the computer that's monitoring how long it takes them, how many pounds of milk they've given, different things like that. Someone asked what a digester is. Excellent question. A digester makes the electricity. So we work with Notre Dame, and get all of their food waste so it doesn't go to a landfill, and it goes into the digester. And there's a big generator that spins the fan blades and creates the electricity. Oh, welcome. So we are at the calf barn. This is my calf barn. The calves are born. They get a gallon of colostrum at birth and a half a gallon 6 hours later. You might want to know what colostrum is. Colostrum is the very first time mom is milked. They produce the wholesomest milk for their calf to help fight diseases. So we make sure that they get that right away. Then they get another half a gallon 6 hours later. Then they come to me. We have the opportunity to live in a community. So the auto feeders, they can come in whenever they want to, and they can drink whenever they want to, similar to the robots. So if you can see over here, we have calves that are waiting in line. Your destiny. Help them find the feeder, and we show them how to drink it, and then they go on the nipple, like over here, and the computer actually read their number. Or are we bothering you? And we will let them drink. So, and I hire high school kids to come in and feed the calves in the afternoon to teach them about agriculture and how we care about our animals. The calves can come in whenever they want to, and we found that through research, there's always been research behind the individual hedges and keeping the calves separate, and that's okay because it's keeping them. If you think about kindergarten, when kids come to kindergarten and haven't been around other kids, they start getting sick. That's why the research was behind it, that we wanted the calves separate. And then through more research, we found that if there's different protocols in place, we're able to let them live in a community together, and then it allows them to fight diseases and grow faster simply by eating more often, and we're using less medicine. That makes me happy because I have healthier calves. Any questions? Mr. Stanley's class wants to know what cows do for fun. What cows do for fun? You can see, I don't know if you can see on the other side over there. They're frolicking and playing and running around. I have tetherball in the pen that they like to play with, and they just romp around and hang out. This is my little Peanut. She's tiny. She was born at 36 pounds. The average weight of a calf at birth is 90 pounds. So she was quite small, so she gets some extra loving care to make sure that that she grows. And I have a veterinarian on staff here, specifically for calves, and she does a phenomenal job taking care of my baby. Miss Candelaria's class wants to know what they eat and how much the calves eat each day. Oh, excellent question. So the calves in this pen are eating milk. They have access to grain and water at all times, but most of their diet is milk. And if you think of a baby as they grow, they need to drink a lot of milk. On average, about 30 days old, my calves will drink about 12 liters per day. That's helping them grow and develop. And then after that, it starts tapering down, and they'll drink less and less milk. And then they will end up going more to grain and hay and less milk. And then it's called wean. That's when they stop drinking. Excellent question. Are all the cows on the farm black and white? All of the cows that we milk are black and white. We have one that is red and white, and that is because just genetically her hair is different than the other. It's called a red Holstein. But they're all black. We do have some black calves, and the black calves are considered beef calves, and they stay with us to about 300 pounds, and then they go off to college, and live somewhere else. I call this elementary school because they're learning how to become more cow. And then they go to high school, which is the wean barn. Then they go off to college. And then they come back home and work. Do you have any other animals on this farm besides cows? We do not on the farm have other animals besides cows, other than cats. We have one dog. But at my house, which I live about a mile away, we have some chickens and a goat and 3 dogs and 3 cats. Thank you. Good question. Lots of questions. There's some great questions. How many calves do you have? How many calves do we have? So, on average, we have about 20 calves a day. With that said, we have about 900 on milk. And that's why the auto feeders are great, because the ones that know how to use those auto feeders can drink all they want whenever they want. And then the ones that don't get it yet, then we go in and we make sure we monitor. They're all connected to a computer, and the computer gives me a list of the calves that haven't eaten, and I'm able to track their consumption based on it. And I'm working with Purdue on research that's proving that the more times they come to the auto feeders, the more times they go to the robots. And it's showing that the calves that understand this technology will go to the robots. The calves that don't really understand the technology and are always the fetch cows, they're going to go over to the other facility where the cows are brought to the milking. And that gives us an opportunity to differentiate early on. Do all cows give the same kind of milk? That is a good question. Do all cows give the same kind of milk? Actually, all of it is nutrients. The nutrients in milk is phenomenal. There's 9 nutrients that are going to help grow your bone and your everything in your body. But certain cows have higher fat percentages, and they're so Holsteins are more often the milk goes to fluid milk or powder. Other times, so if you have a Jersey cow, they have a higher fat content, and they usually go to butter or ice cream. Yeah, but I did get some Jersey milk the other day at the store. It was strawberry. Oh, it was so good. I drank the whole thing. My kids were like, "Oh, Mom, I want some." No. Mr. Sullenberg's class wants to know how much time they spend outside. Mr. Sullenberg's class wants to know how much time they spend outside. So we used to have cows in our field, and we actually had a higher loss and death rate. And we decided through research that we wanted these facilities. So we do open the curtains, and we will, when they're older, a little older than this, they do have fields that they go in, but more often than not, we like to control the environment for them, simply because on hot days we have fans, we have sprinklers, and on cold days we can shut it up and make sure that it is ideal for their body temperature. Cow's body temperature is 102 degrees, so anything over 60 degrees stresses cows out. You can see there's a ventilation tube up here that helps bring in fresh air constantly. The fans that you can see in the building turn on at 70 degrees. So we try to do as much as we can to make sure that we don't stress out the animals. And in Indiana, ideally, that's the best we could do. Good question. Jaden would like to know to what age of cow continue to produce. Jaden would like to know what age a cow can continue to produce milk. So Jaden, as long as a cow has a baby, and as long as the cow is healthy, and as long as the cow has strong feet, strong legs, they can continue to produce milk. My oldest cow that I've ever had was 12, Samantha, and she was able to continue because of her health. That's why we are doing everything we can to keep the animals healthy and happy so they can continue to produce milk locally and globally. Question
How do you tell if a cow is sad?
How can you tell if a cow is sad or sick? I love it. So, I was not born on a farm. I didn't know either. And I used a lot of technology to help me. And I used a lot of the veterinarians to teach me. So, on our technology, if a calf isn't sucking hard enough, the report comes on to my computer, and I went and checked that calf. They usually had a fever. So those are the ones that are sick. Another is their ears are down, and their nose is a little runny, and they just that they're not feeling well. The other things that we use are the Fitbits and the necklaces for the technology, because if they're not taking enough steps, they're starting to not feel well. Or if they're taking too many steps, that means that they're ready to calve. It's just different things that we use so much technology to help us monitor the health of the land. Good question.
Miss Del Roso's class wants to know what you do to protect the cows when there is a storm.
Storms are scary, and what we want to do is, that's why we use a lot of barns. We shut the barns to make sure that the curtains are all down. We just had a storm recently, and it gave us the opportunity to practice. So we shut all the curtains down. Although it's hot, we don't want the water and wind to come on them, but we also want ventilation. So if you can see, if it was raining out, you can see the curtains a little open on the bottom, we would shut them. But we might lower it a little bit, because you still want that ventilation. If they don't have fresh air, they can get sick. It's a good question.
We've had a couple people ask why the calves are separated and how you separate and why you separate the boys and the girls.
Okay. So the first thing I'll say is we separate the boys and the girls simply because we can't milk a boy, and we want them to grow up somewhere else and let someone else. The next question I'm going to address is why we separate the mom and the baby. And the reason being, the first reason is you saw the brush on the udder. There's different bacteria in this environment on the udder, and if the calf sucks on it, it could get sick. The second reason is because we give them a gallon of colostrum at birth and a half a gallon 6 hours later. And we test that colostrum to make sure it's quality. And then 4 days later, I actually blood test every calf to make sure that they absorb the colostrum, because that tells me that they're going to fight diseases better. Not every mom produces that much for quality. So we always milk the cow, test it, and then we will give it to the calf if it is quality colostrum. The third reason that we separate the calf from the mom within the hour is because I saw one step on another calf, on her calf, and I never want to see that again. So for safety reasons, that's why we do what we do. That is an excellent question. Thank you for asking.
Mrs. Hunt's class wants to know if you've ever
Have I ever ridden one of my cows? One time by mistake. And here's why. So when they get bigger in this pen, they like to come up and suck on you. And one of them went under me, and I wasn't tall enough, and I ended up like, ah! And for 2 seconds, I rode the calf. But other than that, not on purpose, because I want their legs to stay as strong as possible, and my weight's going to miss it. Good question, though.
What happens if Matthew wants to know what happens if you find a cow that has an infection through its blood test?
So through the blood test, I'm not testing for infection. I'm testing for, it's called total proteins. And that tells me if their blood absorbed the good antibodies that is in the colostrum. But I will tell you that when my veterinarians will test, they will look for the infection, and they will treat for the infection. So if there is an infection that the calf has, we will treat them to the best of our ability with the medicines, using the veterinarian as our guide to make sure that they're healthy. Good question.
And
I love these questions. You guys are quick.
Do the cows ever eat human food like ice cream?
Oh, so I bet they would. Some farms have used marshmallows to add to their sugar content. We have used broken Pop-Tarts before.
So there's different things in different feed, and that's why we have the nutritionist who balances that feed, and they actually eat better than me in a more balanced diet. But I bet they would like ice.
Do the cows ever fight each other?
So if you've ever heard of chickens and their pecking order, there's the more dominant cows, and then there's the weaker, more timid cows. And yeah, there's a little bit of pushing around. If a cow wants to be first in the parlor, she's gonna push her way first. And it's really funny, but we don't do that in a classroom. We do not push in a classroom. But the biggest thing is that they do tussle once in a while, but not to the extent where they're going to hurt each other. It's more of a dominance thing. They want to be in charge.
Michaela wants to know if you have a favorite cow.
Michaela, I do. Don't tell the others though. My favorite cow is Indy. Indy, my daughter showed at a fair one time. I don't know if you've ever been to a 4-H fair. We showed 2 cows. One was Indy. And Indy is my pet. She's over at the robots. I wish I had time to show you her. Maybe we'll have to schedule another appointment so that you can do another virtual tour, come in, and I can show you Indy. We can do that. I'm on the website. You can check me out if you want to do another virtual tour or more personal questions. But Indy, and then my second cow is Anna. Indy, Anna, ha, ha, ha. And Indy had a baby, and we named her Annapolis. Indy Annapolis, which is, I'm
Veda wants to know what you do when a cow gets injured.
We have a hospital pen. So our hospital pen, if the cow gets injured, our hospital pen will take good care of her. She'll always be given food and water and have access to that. Veterinarians are there who are checking them out, and we do the best of our ability to keep them healthy.
And did the cows have allergies, like food allergies? Do they have to eat special food?
I have never had a cow that had a food allergy, but if they did, we would accommodate accordingly. Okay. So I hope that you enjoyed the tour today. We have, I know, babies. There's no wrong question. You always want to talk to a farmer, and the best thing is ask the farmer, because we'll tell you the why, what we do, because I didn't know either. That's why I love to share the story of what farmers do. Go to the website. You can go to winnersdrinkmilk.com. And if you watch the Indy 500, I will be handing out the milk to the winner with that tradition of milk in the winner's circle. So I'm super excited. Thank you for coming. Email me at jill@homesteaddairy.com, and I will gladly have the conversation.